the Wi-Fi.
Oh, it connected?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, Ramon Preston is not coming up.
No, it comes up Peachtree, and then the password.
Well, that's what I did, Peachtree TV.
Mm-hmm.
But because we're on your Wi-Fi, I didn't see your name on there. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe they need to put my picture up there.
Oh, God. And then we'll be waiting another year.
Oh, my God. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. We are live. We are live. Happy Wednesday. WINS Day. Happy Wednesday. This is the day that the Lord has made. We're going to rejoice and be glad in it. We got a lot going on in this office suite today. The Preston Wing. That's what we call it, the Preston Wing. For those of you that are coming on, please do your boy a favor. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. Drop the name of the city in the comments, wherever you're watching from. Rep your city. Even if you're not in the city you live in, just let me know what city you're repping. Let me know what city you're watching in. Today is Wednesday. I'm so excited because all this week we've been in a series of discussions, like we will continue to be for the remainder of this week. And this series of discussions, they're all centered around the power of systems. So this is part 3 of our discussion. Monday was part 1. Yesterday was part 2. Today is part 3 on the power of systems. So please hit the like button, hit the share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody, and let them know Prophet Ramon, the squad, and the Ramon Preston Show. We are all live right here. Excuse me, on the Ramon Preston Show. Now, for those of you that don't know, first of all, let me say welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. I am your host, Ramon Preston. Every Monday through Friday, we come to you live at 12 o'clock noon, sharing with you information to help you properly start, structure, and scale your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, your wealth building dreams. And maybe you're like me, you want to start, structure, and scale all of the above. And all of the information that we share on the Ramon Preston Show is a direct extension of our entire organization and the divisions that our organization represents, including but not limited to our consulting division, our coaching division, and our online virtual training division. Many of you have already committed and connected to us on one, if not all 3 of those levels, whether you're part of our consulting firm, whether you're a coaching client, or whether you're a Blueprint Game Plan member. I want to say thank you so much for your love, your prayers, your support. Thank all of you that are a part of our ecosystem. We're building a movement. We are on an assignment to help as many of our people as we can get to their economic breakthrough. And I truly believe that all of the ideas, the dreams, the desires, the aspirations and ambitions that God has deposited inside of you, I truly believe that all of them collectively and even individually need to be complemented with the right intelligence and information. So if you can take the intelligence and information that is complementary to all these ideas and dreams and desires that you have, it makes it easier to put it to practice. And so that's what we're doing on the Ramon Preston Show. That's what we're doing through all of the divisions that make up our whole entire organizational enterprise. So welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. Today, we are continuing this series on the power of systems. We have already established the fact that the acronym for systems is what? The acronym for systems, I don't know what's going on. Maybe the weather. Yeah, my throat is like itching and scratching. All that running my mouth I've been doing all morning. Then I get on the show and my throat start acting up. So we've already established the fact that the acronym for systems is S for things that save you stress, time, energy, and money. That's the acronym for systems. Things that save you stress, time, energy, and money. Now, in order for you to implement and integrate into your business these things that save you stress, time, energy, and money, you actually have to have a business system. Now, traditionally, a business system would be referred to as a business. So when somebody says, I want to own a business, I want to start a business, or if somebody says, I already have a business, they have a legal entity in most cases, but they really don't have a business system. And so I teach the principles on owning a business system, because a business system, although we may refer to it as a business, although we may refer to it as a business, it's more properly speaking a business system, because a business system includes a legal entity. That's one of the components of a business system, but a business system is more than just a legal entity. And so Monday and Tuesday, we established this solid foundation. We began to build a framework. And so I don't want to take all of today's show on giving you this overview as if I didn't talk for the last 2 days about the power of business systems, but I at least want to bring you up to speed with where we are. I gave you a clear working definition for what a business system is, and I started breaking down each component of what a business system is so that you can at least have a framework of what you need in order for your business to really be a business system, and for you to know how to implement and integrate the other systems that make up your business system. Okay, so the first component of a business system is a legal entity. We talked about that yesterday. In order for you to start and structure and even scale a legitimate business system, it begins by you having the right legal entity. I teach about the holding company concept. If you don't know what a holding company is, or if you're not sure if you have the right structure for your business, then what I would recommend you to do is to reach out to me today and give me and my team an opportunity to at least provide a free consultation to you, to give you a simple assessment, to at least show you what you need to do and help you identify with what those steps are so you can get it done. So the first component of a business system is the legal entity. It's the legal entity. You got to have a legal entity. Once you have your legal entity, assuming that you have your LLC, assuming that whatever the legal entity is, if it's a nonprofit or for-profit, you have your legal entity. Now that you have your legal entity, the next component of your business system is the system of people, or the staffing systems. Now, this is very important, because if you are at the top of a mountain, okay, and you build your organization in a way that under your feet at the top of this mountain are your entities, your main entities, or maybe your one entity. It should be a holding company. That becomes the umbrella. If it's a for-profit and a nonprofit, even though they're separate entities, but they're still going to be built like an umbrella, so that everything you do for-profit, everything you do nonprofit is still under one umbrella that you're standing on the top of that mountain leading. That's the way you should structure it. It not only simplifies your process, but it keeps your concept of leading your organization concentrated, okay? It keeps it concentrated. That's why the next system, once you have your legal entity established, the next system should be your people system. Now, when I say people system, I ain't talking about volunteers. I ain't talking about independent contractors and vendors that you sub and work out for. I'm not even talking about certain staff members that you may hire. I'm talking about the people system in terms of your top 5 corporate executive roles. So I teach the principle from the top 5 corporate executive roles. And here's the reason why. When you understand these top 5 corporate executive roles, you're going to be able to connect each of those top 5 corporate executive roles to the top 5 corporate executive systems. So your business entity is going to have a lot of systems, okay? A lot of systems that will include vendors and independent contractors and inventory and products and services and marketing and sales and all of the things that you're going to be doing to run your business as a whole. But all of those itty bitty small, secondary, ancillary, extended systems should lead to the top 5 corporate executive systems, which should be connected to the top 5 corporate executive roles. If you build your business system like this, you're going to be able to move further quicker. You're going to be able to manage it better. You're going to be able to lead it better. You're going to be able to implement vision better. All the things that most people who want to be business owners want to do, you can do it better and easier and be more efficient and successful in it if you structure your organization the way I'm saying. So the second component of a business system is, in fact, the people system or the staffing systems. Now, I talked about this yesterday because there are 5 top corporate executive roles that make up your first line of defense, or the second component of a business system. You have the CEO, that's the Chief Executive Officer, the CSO, that's the Chief Sales Officer. You have the CMO, which is the Chief Marketing Officer. You have the CFO, which is the Chief Financial Officer. And then you have the COO, which is the Chief Operations Officer. So those are the top 5 corporate executive roles. And this makes up the second component of your business system, right? So once you establish your legal entity, even if you don't have these top 5 corporate executive roles or these top 5 people that you can hire and bring on, you still want their positions or their roles to be understood within the infrastructure of your business system. Okay? Because you're probably going to be like me. When you first building your business out, your organization out, you're going to assume a little bit of all 5 roles. And even if you're subbing some of this out to vendors or to independent contractors or to virtual companies that are helping you in these areas, at least you know what the main areas are that you're going to need people to fulfill roles in and the type of systems that you need. Because a lot of times you be out here dealing with all kind of stuff in your business and you ain't got this together. So you're actually working backwards. I like to work from the top down. Anybody that I consult, anybody that I coach, anybody that I train, anybody that I sit down with and educate, they will all unanimously tell you, if we have discussed their business infrastructure or how to structure their business system, they will all tell you unanimously, he takes you through the same process. He's going to put you as the leader at the top of that mountain, and then he's going to create the umbrella, and then he's going to build it out. So then when you have all these little small things going on, or all these other streams of your business that you're building out, it's not affecting what you have built at the top. So now you ain't got to keep pushing the reset button and starting over. So now each of these top 5 corporate executive roles are connected to top 5 business systems. These are the top 5 corporate executive systems you need to have in your business, but they need to be connected to people so that when you are able to hire these top executives, you already have those roles in place and you already have systems in place that are connected to those roles, and it makes it much, much more easier, I'm telling you. So let's go through these top 5 corporate executive roles, and we'll go through the top 5 corporate executive systems. Hopefully between tomorrow and Friday, we'll be able to cover the next components of a business system, because we have the people or the staff components, we have the process or the systems components, we have the product and service components, and then we have the component of exchanges. How do you go into the market and make those exchanges? But today I just want to cover all of the top 5, because these are the 5 roles that you should assume, even if it's just you assuming them. You're the CEO. If you own a business, if you're the CEO, if you're the sole proprietor, if you are the independent contractor, if you're the nail tech, if you're the painter, if you're the drywall guy, if you're the landscaper, if you do hair, if you sell insurance, if you're the real estate agent, if you're the network marketer, all of you that assume those types of roles, you need to have a business system set up and structured this way, because it's going to make your network marketing easy. I pound this to network marketers all the time, and some of them are just too hard-headed and bullheaded to listen to me. I keep telling them, you going at it wrong. You can do your network marketing. You can get out there and sell those products and services and be great at that, but you need to do it through a business system. And they swear up and down they got it. They're so sold on what they are selling, you can't get them to understand, at least a lot of them. You can't get a lot of them to understand that what you might be selling is good. Your products and services may be great, but you still need to be a business person. And don't give me this lame excuse, well, I am an independent business owner. No, you're not. You do not own a business system. You own a good idea. The owner of that network marketing company is a business owner. The owner of that real estate brokerage firm is a business owner. You're just an agent. You're just an associate. You're just an independent contractor. But you got to convert all of that into a business. You have to do it. And then for those of you that do have LLCs, nonprofits, 501c3s, S corporations, C corps, partnerships, holding companies, guess what? You still need a business system, which means you still need these other components. Otherwise, you got an EIN, you got articles of organization, you got your paperwork from the Secretary of State, you got a bank account, you got a logo, you got a website, you got a landing page, you got an idea, but guess what? You ain't got no business system, which means none of what you have done is producing anything for you because you haven't gone through this business system process with each component. If I'm making sense, I know you can't talk back because I'm live and I'm on this side of the camera, but just holler at your boy. Drop something in the comments. As a matter of fact, if you have any questions, guess what you can do? You can call 678 5, what is it? Not 5. Oh my God. What number is that? Oh, 678-922-1963. You know, when we went to the store, to the music store yesterday, I'm still building out our studio, right? So there's still a lot of equipment. Yeah, our studio.
Yesterday was
What?
Pastor.
It was her. Oh, no, that was her. No, that was her stuff. I was getting stuff we was getting stuff for her. Yeah, but the stuff that I want for our studio, I was looking at some of the stuff, and so, yeah, because we need the technology so that all this stuff can be up on screens, so that I don't have to remember it. Right now, we just ghetto. We just shooting from the hip, like, hey, it is what it is. But I was explaining to the guy how we have our setup, and he was like, oh, y'all got a real nice setup. I was like, yeah, I mean, we know a little bit about what we doing now. We ain't goofy, but we want to update it. We want to upgrade it. We want to make it a real experience, especially when we start having other people coming in our studio and other content that we start sharing, and other platforms that we're going to be using outside of the Ramon Preston Show. Anyway, that was a side note. Back to my point, we've got 5 corporate executive roles, right? And each of those 5 corporate executive roles are connected to 5 corporate executive systems. Everything begins with this. If you build your business out like this, you are going to win. Trust me, you're going to win. So we have the CEO. What is a CEO? A CEO is a Chief Executive Officer. This is a corporate position that speaks to acceleration through speed, systems, and scaling. So as a CEO, listen to this. You have to be a top-line thinker who prioritizes in increasing your revenue. And this is going to be realized by the speed at which you go from idea to product to market. So the CEO, which is a corporate executive role, has a certain responsibility. The CEO, which is a corporate executive role, and the top executive corporate executive role, your priority is acceleration. Your priority is to take your ideas and quickly turn those ideas into products, and even quicker take those products and introduce them to the market. The more you do that as a top line thinker, which means you're looking at the top line of your balance sheet as a CEO, you trying to figure out how quick can I take this idea, turn this idea into a product, and turn that product into something that can go into the market. Now, as a CEO, that role requires an executive system. Okay? That role requires an executive system. So what type of executive system do you need? Is there some type of software do you need for your executive system? Is it some type of app you need for your executive system? Well, actually, the most important executive system for an executive role in a company, which is the CEO, is a system that you put yourself in to support and to nurture your ability to lead. So if you're part of a mastermind, if you're part of a coaching program, if you have professional consultants that are part of your executive team, they may not be hired staff members, they may just be people in your credibility kit, then that is what you're using to make up your executive system. See, I know a lot of chief executive officers or people who have CEO on their cards, CEO in their bios, CEO on their websites and on their pamphlets and information. And guess what? A lot of them that I know don't even have executive systems that they're a part of, which means they don't have a coach. They don't have any consultants. They don't have any professionals. And you say, well, I don't know no lawyers. I don't know no business consultants. I don't know no CPAs. I don't know no. What you're saying is, I have not paid enough to get them. That's what you're saying. Because it's millions of business consultants. You listening to one. It's millions of business coaches. You listening to one. There are millions of CPAs and tax strategists and attorneys and legal experts, marketing consultants, sales consultants. There are millions of these people. There are millions of administrative experts and counselors and professionals who specialize in executive type things. But guess what? It costs to what? Be the boss. It costs to be the boss. You're not gonna have these people in your ecosystem. My personal assistant, we'll sit at the table plenty times, and if I have a real professional question, a real legal issue, I got a team of people. I'll say call so and so, I'll call her, ask her that question, or call this person and tell that person to call that person, or I'll click a number and speed dial or text them. These are professional people, but guess what? It costs to have those people on speed dial. You gonna pay them, and most of these people I'm talking about, you probably paying a retainer fee every month to retain them in your credibility kit. But that's the price you pay. I would rather be paying that kind of price and be able to ask people questions when I need professional questions answered, rather than staying stuck because I know I need to do something, but I just don't know how to get it done. And I'm around here Googling, YouTubing. Let me tell you something, with all the information on Google, with all the information on YouTube, with all the free content you can find on blogs and all these sites, guess what? It still does not make up for having an executive system, a system that you as a CEO can be in to see to it that you're continuing to grow. You're continuing to innovate. Your vision is continuing to be implemented. Your ideas are continuing to turn into products and services and be introduced to the market. That comes from having an executive system. The next corporate executive role is the CSO. This is the Chief Sales Officer. And guess what? This sales officer, which is a corporate executive role, is connected to the sales systems, right? Each officer or each corporate role has a system. So what is the chief sales officer? This is the corporate executive position that speaks to advancing. So the CEO is about acceleration. They're moving at top line paces. The CEO is always moving. I'm always moving and shaking in my behind. I'm moving and shaking. I'm moving and shaking. I'm always moving and shaking. You know why? Because everybody that's in my company needs to know he's light years ahead of us. Especially when I was pastoring that church, I was doing a lot of the business building while I was pastoring that church, but I was implementing and integrating a lot of those systems into our church to move our church to a place of wealth, to move our church to a place of health, and to move our church to a place of independent sustainability. And it actually worked. But a lot of times I would hear people, especially in our church, because they were volunteers or they were just leaders in our church, they really wasn't a part of our business. They would always say, oh my God, you moving so fast. Oh my God, you already 6-7 years ahead of us. How do you stay at that pace? What they didn't understand was this was a part of my business philosophy. I was doing it every day anyway, because I understood, even though I was pastoring that church, I was still the CEO of that organization. So I assumed the role or the position as a pastor, but I also assumed the role or the position of the CEO. So I couldn't just make sure I had a good sermon on Sunday. I couldn't make sure that I was speaking in tongues and prophesying and laying hands at the altar. I had to also make sure that this organization, this entity, had a system that was made up of systems that continued to move forward. And I had to do the same thing in my business in order for me to even be here today in front of this camera talking to you on the Ramon Preston Show. If I was not a CEO that had an executive position and executive systems to keep me moving forward, I wouldn't be here. Yeah. So the corporate executive position of the chief sales officer, it speaks to advancing. How do you advance? Through sales, through service, and through solutions. CSOs are fast-paced go-getters who prioritize making business exchanges for profits and for purposes that lead to profits. So again, the CSO, Chief Sales Officer, that corporate executive role is directly connected to a sales system or sales systems. And those systems are about advancing the company. They're about creating opportunities for sales and for service and for solutions, which means there has to be a role or a space outside of you as a CEO that speaks to advancing through sales, service, and solutions. And most of the time when you're first starting your business, you have to be the chief executive officer and the chief sales officer. I'm still the salesperson here. I'm still a salesperson. I'm still like the person who will jump in a deal and work it out and make it happen, or I'll jump on the phone, I'll jump on a conference call, I'll jump on a Zoom, I'll go meet somebody in person. It doesn't matter what I gotta do in order to sell, to provide a service and a solution with the products and services that we have in our business. You know why? Because I understand the role of the what? Not CEO, but I understand the role of the CSO. But I also have to have systems that can promote sales, that can promote service, that can promote solutions, not just to our customers and clients, but also to our staff. Even if I don't have the staff, I still need systems so that when I get the staff, I can put the staff in a system. Does that make sense? So that's 2 of the 5 we've covered. Number 3, the third corporate executive role is the CMO. This is the Chief Marketing Officer. This corporate executive role or position speaks to, watch this, attention. So notice all the A's that I'm giving you. The CEO, that position speaks to acceleration. The CSO, that position speaks to advancing. The CMO, that position speaks to attention. How do you get attention? Through promotions, through presence, and through personality. This is one of the biggest issues with a lot of CEOs who might even be able and willing to sell. Now you got to market. You got to get attention. You got to promote, you got to create a presence, and you got to have some type of personality. You know I can be extra with my personality. I know I am kind of extra maybe with creating a presence. I don't think I'm extra, because there are a lot of people that have built businesses. They everywhere. They everywhere. Everywhere you go, there are certain businesses that you see. Every commercial, you see them on it. Every town you go into, you see them in it. You know why? Because they have built a marketing monster. They know in order for them to make sales and to advance and accelerate to their next level, guess what they got to do? They got to get attention. That means they got to promote themselves. Some of you right now, you're losing not because your products and services are bad. You're losing not because you're not a good leader. You're losing because nobody don't know you and you're not willing to promote yourself. Especially in the church. Church people, they have a horrible time processing that. Because church people, they taught to be humble. Oh, you got to be humble. You don't need to be in the forefront. You know, if God called you. Yeah, but dog, we not talking about all that. We talking about building a business. Somebody got to talk to you. Somebody got to know you. Somebody got to see you. Like, you're not insulting Christ because you want to be known. That's just dumb to even think that. You act like you're offending heaven because you're promoting your business or you're building a brand. And I don't even ascribe to people who talk that ridiculous talk. Oh, well, you shouldn't be trying to build a brand. Because I done heard preachers say that. Why are we out here building brands? You need to be pushing Jesus. Well, I am pushing Jesus. As a matter of fact, the more my brand gets attention, the more money I make, the more Jesus I push, because the more blessings I can be to people who need Jesus. Duh. Like, it takes nothing away from me being a prophet because I'm pushing my business. So, because I'm a man of God, you can't be selling people now. You can't be pressuring people. You can't be trying to persuade people to buy something. I'm not doing it at the altar. Like we pulling people in a prayer room saying, now, you know you need to give me that money in your wallet. You know you need to go ahead and buy this olive oil. Like, we're not selling prayer shawls. God, dog. You know what I mean? Like, people be tripping sometimes about that stuff. And I'm saying this to some of you right now, especially in the Christian community, because you trying to be so humble and you living by these theological principles that you have been taught in church, but you should have left those principles in church. You shouldn't start a business then. You should go work for somebody who don't mind pushing themselves, pushing a business. Because guess what? You go to JCPenney, you don't talk junk about Mr. JCPenney. If you bank with JP Morgan, do you send them letters? Y'all know y'all being too arrogant. Y'all need to be a little humble. Always got y'all name on skyscrapers every city we go into. You don't say that to JP Morgan. When you go to Kroger and you go buy some lotion and baby oil from Johnson & Johnson, do you send them an email? Y'all know y'all just extra. I thought y'all loved God. How y'all all in here all on aisle 8 with 100 items with y'all name on it? You supposed to be more humble than that. God ain't pleased. Y'all don't do that to them. You just do it to other people who you know have who have a presence in the church, but you don't understand that they should have a presence in the marketplace as well. A lot of these people we talking about that got names all around the world, a lot of these people are saved. A lot of these people are Christians. A lot of these people love God. A lot of these people understand that in order for their business, not their reputation above God, not their arrogance and ego, for their businesses to grow, they have to get attention through promotions, presence, and personalities. Listen to this. CMOs, Chief Marketing Officers, are brand ambassadors. See, even though everything about my business, my for-profit business, has my name on it, but I'm just a brand ambassador for my company. I just happen to be using my name, my image, and my likeness. I own it. I can use it the way I want to. I just happen to use that. My wife doesn't want to be on the front line. My wife doesn't want to be the brand ambassador. So my wife is right there with me. She's like, even at the inception of our business, she was like, you know, she runs the Preston team. She manages Preston Properties, but she says, you know what? The main name needs to be your name because you're the one that's always out there. I don't want to be out there. So my wife was even business minded enough to know I don't want to dilute the brand of our business just because I want my name on there and I know I'm not going to represent the brand as an ambassador. So my wife didn't have a problem. She wasn't like, it need to be Ramon and Dion Preston Enterprises. It need to be R&D University. My wife was like, bro, listen, first of all, I don't need the attention because if you're making the money, it's mine anyway. My wife was like, hey, your bag is my bag, boo. But my wife was like, I'll run the Preston team. I'll manage Preston Properties. It's still my name. I'm still the agent and the lead consultant, but you're the one out there in the public. You're the one in front of the camera. You be the brand ambassador. Mm-hmm. But guess what? Our nonprofit is next level. It ain't Ramon Preston Church. It ain't like all the members of our church or the people that's in our network. They're not going to Ramon Preston Church. Now that might be extra. If I start a church called Ramon Preston Church, like, now come on, dog. Now you real extra. That would be extra.
Too much.
But in business, it makes sense. Yeah, Ramon Preston Church, like, dog, bro, you real into yourself.
I mean, pictures everywhere.
Ramon Preston Church International, where Jesus is Lord. Everybody will be like, you sure? He Lord? Or Your Highness? CMOs. And remember, all of you CEOs have to assume these roles. So I got to be the CEO. Sometimes I got to be the CSO. Sometimes I got to be the CMO. And I need to at least be it enough to know about it, to know how to hire people for those positions. And fill that space with other people and other systems when it's time for me to fill it. I have to at least know that. The next corporate executive role is the CFO. This is the Chief Financial Officer. I should have put this at the top because, like, for those of you that have tax issues, you have accounting issues, you have income and expense tracking issues, you have issues with the math and the metrics and the financial planning of your life and your business, guess what? You have to become the CFO. This is the Chief Financial Officer. This corporate executive position speaks to accounting through maintaining, managing, and maximizing. That means you've got to create systems as the CFO, or you have to have a role in your company that creates accounting systems that allow you to become economic mathematicians. Like, you have to have a person or be the person and have systems connected to that person to know about every dime that comes into your business and every dime that leaves your business. Period. That's the CFO. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with QuickBooks, you're not familiar with the basics of accounting, you don't really understand the fundamental tax strategies that will give you advantages to really accelerate your revenue and increase your income and maximize your tax deductions, I really want you to join me this Saturday for our VIP financial workshop. I'm hosting a VIP financial workshop. I have discounted this workshop, 65%?
Yeah.
This is a $299 workshop that you would probably be paying $600 or $700 for in and out if you went to another expert or another company to teach you these principles. Yeah. You probably wouldn't even be paying less than $1,000. I don't even know companies that are going to be hosting workshops to give you information about accounting, show you how to operate QuickBooks, at least the basics of it, show you how to implement tax strategies, show you how to creatively track your income and expenses, teach you some of the fundamentals of financial literacy with regard to accounting principles and practices. I'm teaching all that in this workshop. It's 4 hours this Saturday right here in our Buckhead headquarters. If you can't make it here in person, guess what? You can register for the VIP Financial Workshop. We're going to send you a link, and we're going to be streaming it live on a secure portal. So you won't have access to it from the general public, but you'll have a link to it so that you can watch it live while I'm teaching in this workshop, and you can interact, you can ask questions, the chat box will be open, you're gonna have access to your own workbook, handouts, and you're gonna be able to really learn a lot about these accounting principles and practices. That's gonna be this Saturday. The information for the workshop is in the comments. If you click the link, there's a VIP code. It's VIP 2021, that's the code. If you click the link to register for this workshop, you put that discount code in, you're only gonna be paying $69.99. Come on, $70 to learn about QuickBooks, to learn about accounting, to learn creative tax strategies, to learn the basic fundamentals of financial literacy so that you can be better in your income and revenue and with what you have coming in. It's worth it. $69.99. But that's the Chief Financial Officer. And guess what? There's a system for that. More specifically, QuickBooks. And then we have the final corporate executive role, which is the COO. This is the Chief Operations Officer. This corporate executive position speaks to administration. So now you have to have an administrative position, but you also need an administrative system. And this administration is going to be through logistics, through leading, and through landing. Like, for example, when it comes to my organizational enterprise, my wife assumes the corporate role of the COO. She's a very detailed, logistic person. Okay, she wants to make sure the day-to-day operations are being handled and managed correctly, because COOs are detailed managers who prioritize the execution and completion of everything implemented by the CEO. I know this is a lot of information. I'm trying to get through as much as I can in 1 week, but all of this information that I'm sharing with you, we teach in our online training university program, which is our Blueprint Game Plan program. It is our online educational training program that we teach you our 5-step wealth building system. We literally show you how to go from zero to wherever in building wealth, and we give you step-by-step strategies and processes to get you through each step and through each phase of your wealth building. We also teach this in and through our 1-year business coaching program. So everybody that's a part of our 1-year business coaching program, we give you free access for 1 year to our Blueprint Game Plan. So for those who are considering purchasing our Blueprint Game Plan, you might want to consider being a part of our 1-year coaching program. So not only do you get the game plan, but you're also going to get a 1-year 52-week schedule. And in this 1-year 52-week schedule, we have touch points each week. Those touch points are made up of one-on-one coaching sessions where we sit down with you one-on-one. We create a game plan for you and for your business. We decide what strategies need to be implemented. We identify with what systems and processes you need, what other resources you need to start and to structure and scale your business or businesses or your ministries or your entire organization. And then once we put you on this 52-week plan, you're going to be participating in 52-week touch points of one-on-one coaching sessions, group coaching masterminds. We host group coaching masterminds every quarter. This is going to be a free addition to you. Of course, you get the Blueprint Game Plan for free. We provide bi-weekly coaching calls, one-on-one coaching calls. So we call you bi-weekly, touch bases with you, get input from you, feedback from you on where you are in your game plan to make sure you're on track. We host pop-up virtual sessions where we'll send you a text message and an email and say we're going to be live on virtual Zoom where you can come on, you can ask questions, you can interact. We're also preparing other circles, other community forums and platforms for everyone that's in our coaching program, because we really want to create more interaction among the clients and the members of our program and our university, because we believe that there's a lot of assets that people have that if they can connect in a community, on platforms, in forums, that their businesses and their ministries and organizations are going to grow. For those of you that may not feel like, you know what, the online program is not my cup of tea, the one-year business coaching program is not my cup of tea, you might be already up and running, but you still have some blind spots, some roadblocks, or you might just be getting the bag so big that you want to restructure and reorganize your business so that you're not being taxed out the house and overwhelmed with financial and accounting issues and operational structure issues, because you want to delve into real estate investing. You want to figure out how you can take certain increase of revenue you're making and reallocate it. Well, we have an entire consulting firm, the RP Consulting Group. We provide professional business consulting services for those of you that have one entity, two entities, three entities or more, depending on what type of entity you want or you have. We're providing services. All of this information can be found through RamonPreston.com, RamonPreston.com, and even if or when you go to RamonPreston.com, you can also reach out to me if you're just ready to pull the trigger to have an initial assessment so we can help you identify with what packages, what products or services that we have that best fit your criteria. I'll be more than happy to take a few minutes to speak with you, to give you some input and information, to give you a brief assessment to help you identify with what exactly you need and with what we have that can help satisfy what you need. Feel free to text "I'm ready" to 404-478-7213. You can text "I'm ready" to 404-478-7213. This information is in the comments. So whether it's our consulting services, our coaching program, or our blueprint game plan, trust me when I tell you that we have been blessed to build an organization that specializes in helping people start, structure, and scale their businesses, ministries, income streams, and their wealth building dreams. And guess what? We have seen the success in our own lives because this is my own personal playbook. Everything that I talk about and teach y'all, I can talk about it and teach you and flow like I do because I live it. I've been living it. My wife and I have built a successful organizational enterprise, so I know it works. And guess what? People that have gravitated to us and have committed to what we teach and what we train them in, they have the same testimonies. We have six-figure leaders of organizations and businesses in our coaching program. We have six-figure leaders of organizations and businesses on our blueprint game plan. We have seven-figure clients, eight-figure clients that we have served through our business consulting group, and that's no cap. We have literally consulted. We have literally provided services, solutions, and strategies for multi-million-dollar associations, developers, investors, and groups that needed us to come in and help them tweak what it is that they were doing. And that's always been our bread and butter, especially with the business consulting. And so we want to extend that to you. If there's anything we can help you with, any more information you need, any questions that you may have, even once this show today ends, I want you to feel free to take a look in the comments at the information we provided, whether it's for one of our divisions, consulting, coaching, or online training, or whether it's to be a part of our upcoming VIP financial workshop this Saturday. Just give us a call, text "I'm ready" to 404-478-7213. Man, that was good.
Yeah.
That was absolutely amazing. For those of you that enjoyed today's show, I want you to just give me a little feedback in the comments. it's so funny because one of our coaching clients is actually our marketing consultant. It's so funny. Let me say that again. One of our coaching clients is actually our marketing consultant. So it's one of the funniest things because every time we have a sit down with them for their coaching session, she's so used to it. She goes through all of what she needs from us because she's a part of our coaching program. And then when she's finished, she's like, okay, now I got like 8 other pages and this is for you as my consulting client. I'm like, you know what? Now this is this type of business I like doing. And I'm bringing that up because all of you that have businesses, all of you that have organizations, all of you that have ideas, aspirations, dreams, desires, things that are in your head, you have to put yourself in an ecosystem, in a business solar system, so that every type of person and every type of system that you need for that person, they can all gravitate to you because you made the committed decision to put yourself in that position. And so for those of you that need to reach out to us, please do that. Our marketing consultant, she told us yesterday, she said, one of the things that we have to continue to do is give feedback, especially when we're live. We have to comment, especially when we're live. We have to ask questions, and even those of you that are watching and listening, your comments make a big difference. She was just explaining to us how the analytical technologies of these platforms on social media and algorithms in and of themselves, they have been built as systems in a way that they recognize something special about live shows and broadcasts that have a lot of interaction. But she made it make so much sense to us. Think about it. Those systems know if somebody is going live every day and there's no activity on that live, nobody's commenting, nobody's saying amen, nobody's saying I got it, nobody's leaving like their biggest takeaways. And that's something I want to start doing too. I want you to start leaving your biggest takeaway from today's show. I just got to remember it. That's why I need the technology. I'm getting ready to go over there today. I got to go look at the stuff we need, the equipment we need. But I want you to leave what is your biggest takeaway? Let me see how good you listen. I'm going to start doing some more Cash App giveaways. I used to love that. Yeah, you're going to be in that one?
Yeah.
I think some of those Fridays we was giving away like $400, $500, $600.
Yeah.
My wife was like, bro, you getting it all away. I'm like, hey, I just want to be a blessing. We're going to start some of those Cash App giveaways back. But I want you to start today with me and to not just leave feedback and comments, but I want you to give your biggest takeaway. What was your biggest takeaway today out of what you heard? So the next 2 days, we're going to continue this series on the power of systems. I'm going to be teaching a workshop this upcoming Saturday on the accounting system, QuickBooks system. So some of you need to be a part of that. This was so good.
Yes.
This was so good. I appreciate all of you. I love all of you. And again, y'all know we're here for you. Whatever we can do to serve you, just text, I'm ready.
I'm surprised your picture ain't on that one.
To 404-478-7213.
Yes.
So tomorrow and Thursday, I want to get to the rest of the components that make up a business system. So I want to get to the process component. I want to get to the product and service component. And then I want to get to the exchanges in the marketplace component. All of those make up what a business system is. I love y'all. We'll see you tomorrow right here at 12 o'clock noon on the Ramon Preston Show.